Hey everybody. Of course, I'm Xavia Fox, the host of Xavia Fox Talks. Surprise! Yeah, I like it too, you know?
Okay, my question is, if you are single, why? If not, what made you want to be married? I've been on both sides of this question, but I am currently single, and I think the reason why I'm single is I can give you an analogy of a birthday cake. You can go to the grocery store and find the prettiest, biggest cake with the most beautiful handwriting and decorations, and you think it's just you gotta have that cake. And then you get the cake home and you start to eat it. Well, you sing, blow out the candles, make the wish, and then you start eating the cake. And you start chewing, you go, this cake is missing something. This cake is not done in the middle. So now you're mad because you bought this cake that you thought was one way and you find out it's really not even done. So I'm kind of like the undone birthday cake. I think I'm single because I've chosen men that was not good for me, and I didn't know what was good for me. I think I'm currently a work in progress, and so instead of, and it is taking so many frogs for me to figure out, kissing so many frogs for me to figure out I'm really not done. And so I need to take a step back from dating, fix the things that I know I need to fix, and then go back out and get back on the shelf. So I think really that's the reason why I'm single. Men think that I'm just this great person in so many areas, but the things that they are really, really looking for, they either fail to communicate to me, or they just make a different decision and again fail to communicate to me. And so I'm constantly behind the 8 ball trying to figure it out, but then I finally figured out it's really not about them, it's about me. And so where I'm at today is I have to fix the things I need to be fixed.
So when you say you're not done, are you talking that you are not completely healed from some of the other relationships you've had?
I think I am, but I keep being told I'm not. I don't think it's the prior relationships in terms of men. There are prior relationships in terms of family that I'm not healed from, that are holding me back. And then there are personal choices in my quality of life that I think are stumbling blocks for me. So I'm not happy. Like, for example, anybody that knows me knows that I have a terrible time where I live. Only because I'm not used to being able to hear everything my neighbors say and do. I'm not used to being so high up. There's just so many things. I'm not used to not having my own washer dryer, my own dishwasher. So the small amenities that people take for granted are big deals for me. And so
you just got a reality check.
Oh yeah. Moving from one state to another has been just a whole culture change. And so instead of doing something about it, I've just been kind of coasting and whining about it, and it's been spilling over into other areas. So I finally figured out I gotta fix this because don't nobody care that I'm mad because I can't wash my dishes in the dishwasher. Nobody care because I gotta carry my own dirty laundry down the stairs now, and that's a back-breaking experience. So it's me needing to get comfortable in my own skin. And so, and I had a friend very recently. I dated him about 3 years ago, and he was horrible. He was so mean, and he knew it. And one day I said to him, "Do you think you need therapy?" He said, "Yes." And so eventually we broke up. I went on about my way, and of course he got the therapy, and he found me on Facebook. And one of the things he said to me was, "I was so, I was really bad with you, and it bothered me because I needed to come back to apologize to you, but I was so broken then." But then what he said to me is, "Now I'm worried about you." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you are exactly now who I was then." And I was like, okay, I received that in love, but I'm doing something about it. And because I know better, I'm doing better. You didn't. So now, because I know better, I am doing better, I am taking the action steps. But the issue is, What I didn't realize was I don't need to be dating for the things that I have to fix. And I thought I could.
Absolutely.
I thought I could. I really thought I could.
Focus completely on you and with the relationship you're not your focus on you.
Not even so much that. What it is when it doesn't go right, like you were mentioning earlier, if I've dated you for 30 days, I don't owe you anything. But because I'm such a communicator and a knowledge seeker and I really am a positive person, when something doesn't go right, I'm trying to learn and grow from it. So I need you to tell me why it didn't work out or what made you go another way. And people don't think that they are accountable or that they owe. But if you are in my space for any period of time, I hold you accountable.
Right.
If I didn't make your day better, if I didn't help you in some kind of way, if I didn't uplift you and encourage you, I hold you accountable to tell me that, because that's a broken piece that I need to fix. So that's why I'm still single.
So just fixing yourself.
I think for just sitting here talking with everybody and the conversations we had earlier and even now, I can honestly say I think I need to be single, just because I'm one of those people pleasing type of people. Like I want everybody to like me. I want to please everybody, and I'll worry about me later. And I get that from my mom. My mom is like that. She's a very loving person. She gives, and never, receives. Or if somebody do try to give her something, she's giving it away to somebody else. And for me, I think I have issues with relationships that I have been in, the relationship I'm in, because I can honestly say I'm not at the position that I want to be in life, but my mind is so focused on, well, what do I need to do to make you happy, and how can I please you? And it's taking me away from getting to where I need to be.
It's taking you away from yourself.
Exactly. And I need to get that, but I'm so used to being in a relationship. First, I can count on one hand how many boyfriends I've had, and they were all long term, 4 or 5 years, 6 years. So it was like, leave one long term relationship.
I did that. Don't do it.
Give it to another one and give it. Yeah, and I don't know how to be single, and I feel like, oh my God, with the breaking up with one guy and having just like a month or two being single, I was losing my mind. Like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? What do I do? And I didn't know what to do. I honestly didn't know what to do, and I really needed to use that time to get to know me and get to the point that I want to be, because there is a lot of stuff that I want to do and still want to do, but I tend to fall back because I'm trying to please everybody else.
The longest I've ever, since I was 15 and a half, the longest I've ever been single up to this day, y'all don't know exactly how old I am, is 1.5 years, and that was after my husband died. I've always had a relationship. It's always been long term, and I think when I moved here and found out that I was the other woman, I was so devastated because I didn't know how to handle any of that, because I was always in a relationship and now I'm in Chicago and I'm single, for real single. And it wasn't my choice, because it's always my choice to break up. Nobody ever broke up with me before. But don't do that string of relationship thing.
No, it's not.
It's not good.
Even after, there's a chapter in my book titled Truth. And that was when I learned the truth about everything that happened in my life. Like, damn, well, that's because as a child, you really don't know what's going on. But just, I'm including it for a reason. But even after the married guy that I was dating, because he was around. So when we broke up, I was 24. And being in a relationship, learning all of these things that occurred in my life, incest, being forced to be with other girls and boys, being raped, and trying to be in a relationship at the same time, but basically at the end of it. So he caught a lot of that. So when we broke up, I took the next 4 years to learn about it. The next 4 years to get past all of that, to try to find some sense of me. And it was so dynamic for me, because that was time just for me to get to know me. There was no one in my face. There was no one, living rent free in my head. So I had no one to focus on me but me. So today, I recently broke up in a relationship almost a year ago. So yes, I'm single. I'm not gonna just go jump. Although I have forgiven him for the things that he has done, I hope he's forgiven me for the things that I have done in the relationship, because I wasn't perfect. But I'm not going to just jump into a relationship, because I have to evaluate what I did so that I don't do it again. Because of course I wasn't perfect. I could be very mouthy. You know, and that's why I'm a working artist. You know, so for me to being single, it's okay. It's okay to be single. It's a learning time for you. It's a trial. It's a time for you to seek out you, the inner you, find yourself. You know, what happened in this last relationship, you don't want to take it to the next one. You man hopping, you're not learning anything.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, am I okay with being single? I'm about 85% of being single, okay with it. Do I want to be married? Yeah, because I want to sit back.
Still trying to You're never going to sit back in a marriage.
You know? Wait till you get in it.
Right. You're never going to sit
Ladies
back.
have no idea. I mean, when I say sit back, I don't mean I'm not going to play team, but I don't want all the responsibilities I have right now.
But it's still
Take
I
some.
got to sit home with
It's
my
still.
kids, and I didn't like it.
No.
I wanted to be
No,
doing
yes, I
something.
have to
There's
work.
so much
I have
you
to
can
work.
do.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
have to
like when I was
Sit back.
single, I was total opposite, and I didn't have long-term relationships. I used to just
jump.
big time,
Yeah.
you know, and I was almost patted on the back for it. I remember my sister saying, like, your emotions are almost like a light switch, because somewhere I had mastered the art of 48 hours, and also did that with my friends. I'm like, we got 48 hours to get through this. We're gonna cry, we're gonna eat whatever we want to eat, we want to drink, we want to do that, but 48 hours we're gonna purge. And my sister was like, that's really good that you're able. I'm impressed.
Right.
Hold up, Teach me. hold up. It's really good that you can do that. And I thought, okay, that's great that I can do that. And also because I was always in jobs where I had to be out in the public. So I can't be out in the public, and all of a sudden I had to put on a space. So this is why it's not good. It's because all you're doing is bearing. You're not dealing with it.
You're wearing all
You're
these
putting up
different
a
masks.
wall, and you're bearing it. And I didn't realize that until I got married. Because now this is long term. I can't shut this off.
Exactly.
And I can't build up that wall.
Exactly.
And so it was a process. I walked into a marriage with a wall. And now, because of years and years and years, brick after brick after brick after brick. I mean, my relationships were so, I'm like, oh my God, he's picking up the fork the time way, I gotta go.
Oh my
I mean, it was the
goodness.
silliest, simplest things. But I was very, very hard on men. You know, and then I had to come to grips that I'm not perfect.
Right.
Why am I expecting him to be perfect? You know, so I really had to do some self-evaluation. You know, we all put down this list, and I wanted this. I had to go down that same list and say, okay, do I possess that?
Exactly.
Is that who I am?
It's the soul
So
searching.
how do I expect that out of you when I'm not possessing that?
And that's that space. When you break up, you need that space to do exactly that. And when you don't get it, you're going back in a relationship, the same person you was. And you left that last man. You haven't changed, so now you're going to get the same
Being
problem.
single, I've been single for 5 years now. My husband is deceased, and as you stated, that when you lose someone, it's hard because you're used to being in this long-term marriage, and now you out in this whole new world of chaos, dressed up lives, and just everything. So what I've been doing in it, being single, see, people feel like because you're single, you need to wear this caution sign, like you're downtrodden, desperate, and lonely. You're not. You may be alone, but you're not alone. It's a mindset. So in these 5 years, I've been rediscovering who Teresa is without her husband. So it's like, and it's been just a wonderful discovery.
Yes.
So being single is all in how you make it. You get to do things that, well, when you're in a marriage, you can't really move around and about like I can now. So do I want to be remarried? I don't know. Not so much. Not right now. Because it's like I'm learning who I am. Appreciating the freedom. Not that I didn't love my husband. He was a great husband. But I'm appreciating this whole new life right now. And when it's time, God will settle me down already. And I have not met the person for me. You know, so when he come along, we'll know, we'll meet each other. We'll meet right in. But until then, I just embrace it. There will be times where you wish you had a baby, yeah, but it's not the end of the world. Because you have more things, like you said, with your career. Because I found with me trying to date, men trying to slow me down. Because back in school, I'm trying to get my MBA and I want to get my PhD. And some men, they get intimidated by that. I'm trying to act and trying to, they was like, you don't have to do it. Yes, I do, because this is my journey. This is my journey. And I found that they wanted too much time that I did not have to give them right now, because I'm on a mission right now. Things that I put to the side back then, I'm not doing that now.
I'm doing for everything that I can while I'm fighting to still get
But with
alive.
somebody supportive.
Right, with a
And that
support, he has to be able to
understands your
understand that,
dreams
but
and
men
ambitions.
don't
Yeah,
because
support
they
you.
figure
Don't say men. It's not all men.
some men don't
Some.
because some men that I've encountered with me having 3 children, I'm not looking for a man to raise my kids, but to respect and be, you know, somewhat of a role model, but they had a father. So I'm not looking for that. So men think because you're single, you have children, you're looking for someone to come in. You're going to come in because we're like a 4-piece meal anyway. You can't have the course without the sides. So you're going to respect that size, but we can't go out looking for that. It'll come. Then the right person will come along, but I'm just enjoying
And then it'll
myself right
come
now.
when you're ready.
When
And
I'm
that's the
ready,
thing that we
that's
often
true.
forget, you know. In order to graduate from elementary school, you got to get all the grades.
Exactly. That's
you know,
true.
You got to pass the course and stuff in order to get to middle school or high school. And I think often we want things, but God's saying we're just not ready yet. I still got to work in you. I still got to I still got to put that center part of your head.
That's right. My middle
Because
And
I'm
we
still
talked about
dealing
that
with.
earlier about
I'm
being
not ready.
complete. You know,
I'm not
you brought up a
ready
good
yet.
point. You got to be complete.
I think I am.
I'm not.
About
88.9%
88.9% ready. Round it up.
The second question, though, you didn't answer. Since you are married, what made you want to be married?
I wanted to be married because my husband had the same goals as I wanted. He wanted to raise our kids a certain way, and that was the most important thing for me. I always knew I wanted to have a family, and he had those core values, you know, family first, work hard, you know. He just had core values that I wanted, and so I knew I wanted to be married.
And it's the thing is do you want to get married or do you want to get married to him? Because a lot of times people are like, I just want to get married. No matter, you know, but having that core values and mixing and stuff, it's like, no, I don't want to be married. I want to be married to you.
Yes, exactly.
Because you bring to the
That's
table
right,
what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
And you uplift me. And, you know, help me
Somebody,
be the person that I want
That's
to
true.
be.
You're a better person, absolutely.
Yes, that's true.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking for that other half. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have 2 friends that got married, and I think too many women get caught up in the ring, setting the wedding up and wearing a dress and this and this and that, and just dive in for it without really thinking, is this the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, possibly, or however long we live? Because for me personally, I don't want to get married, divorce, divorce. And I'm not going to say yes just because you throw a ring in my face, you know, in front of me. But I have a couple friends that has been married and got divorced already, and it ain't even been 2 years. Or having problems in the first year of the marriage, which is supposed to be the honeymoon phase. Like, when is really, you know, and then when you ask them, you know, you sure this is the person you want to marry, you know, spend the rest of your life with, you know, it's never, you know, it's a but it's never, to me, the people that I'm referring to and will remain nameless, you know, never really, it wasn't sounding too assuring to me. It was just like,
So they were married because of that.
I think just the whole idea of getting married and having kids and a family.
I think society
That's what
so
you
much
want,
pressure,
but
and the older you get, there's more pressure. And I remember being single, and they were like, just what's wrong with you? And you're gay, and just all this pressure. And I thank God for my mother. And she would always say, do not hold under the pressure.
Right,
It is so important that you find the right person. You know, and if you stay single forever, then you just stay single forever because that's better than marrying
I start
somebody.
to even feel it now because, you know, I'm 30. And all of my friends and my close friends that I hang with, they're all married and have kids. I'm the only, you know, well, I guess you could say single one, or I don't have any kids. So it's like, oh my God, I'm 30. I do want kids, and I do eventually want to be married. And then I succumb to that pressure sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 30. I got to hurry up and have a baby. You know, I'm not going to have no kids, and I got to get married. You know, I always had this timeline for myself.
Coming up on 40,
You know, I got to finish my degree at this time, be married at this time, have my house at this time. And none of that has happened the way I wanted it because it's not about me.
Right. I remember a friend of mine, a very, very close friend of mine, I thought we were close, and she got married, and I was no longer invited to
Oh,
dinner.
wow.
What?
I
Oh
was
yeah,
no
oh
longer
yeah, I
invited.
get that.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like,
Because you're the
I
single
wouldn't
one.
You're the
Yes.
single one.
Like,
You
I
may
would
have a lot
never
of
do
men
that to my
around.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so. Then there was that pressure. God, I gotta get married so she can invite me to her dinner party.
Or at least get in a relationship so you can bring the
You know,
boyfriend.
I just
Yeah,
want
I
God to send me a great man. That's
He's
gonna-
coming
that's
because
gonna-
you're ready.
You know, just gonna provide. You know, we're gonna take care of each other. We're gonna have each other's back. He's gonna love my son. I'm gonna love his kids. We're gonna respect each other, communicate. And we're gonna live life. And I'm gonna respect his ambitions, and I'm gonna support him. And you know, we're gonna have our issues, but the whole goal is to have a successful marriage.
Yeah.
You know, and I want us to try to work hard at reaching it. Go. So yes, I'm absolutely ready. But when I just marry anybody, if that was the case, I would have married the ex. I told him no. Told him no the first time. I told him no the second time.
I think
I think
Yeah, you know,
or
right.
something.
Yeah.
Will and Jada was on there, and they said they had like a, I don't know if it was a mission statement or
Yes.
a goal or
Oprah,
something.
yeah.
Was it? But I thought that was like really cool of them. They sat down and said, okay, as a family, this is going to be what our goal
Yes.
is for the family
Yes.
that works towards it. Yeah.
What I was gonna say too is being single, like you said, you laid out all these plans and it's not quite going the way that you had anticipated. Well, I also had an idea of like the man that I was going to marry, and my husband's actually slightly different than what I thought.
Because that's not what God had for you.
Exactly. And so
Oh my
my husband
God.
came to me married. Well, he wasn't married at the time. Sorry, he was divorced, but had been married and he had kids.
Completely
I
opposite of
don't
what you
date men
wanted.
that are married, and I don't date men that have kids. Even though I'm getting older, and now as you get older, majority of the men that you meet are going to be have been married or had kids. But I was still kind of standing strong with that because I had this perception of what a married man is, who's been married, and what I didn't want to be a stepmom or do. I love my stepchildren. I get along with my husband's ex-wife. She just came to our house the other day. It does not have to be the stereotypical what society says. You and the ex-wife aren't going to get along, and the stepchildren are going to disrespect you, and you're going to have issues. I have zero of that because I really stopped. Because initially I told him, I'm like, I'm not touching you with a 10-foot pole. So I was thinking. Then I started really looking at his character and who he is and how he related to his kids and his ex-wife, and he had all that under control. You know, so I really had to change the way I looked at that perfect mate for me. Because God knew more than I knew. And I was like, I was
He got you
Xing him
what
out.
you need.
And look, here's the flip side of that.
Right.
Here's the flip side of that. I, having been divorced, would not date men who had never been married, who never had children, because I had been married and had children. And I was like, I'm not having some man who doesn't know what it's like to be a father try to tell me anything about what's going on with me and my kids, or who's never been married, who doesn't know what roles or any of that stuff means. I'm not going through it because in my mind, a man who's never been married, didn't have kids, all he knows is party, play, boys, friends, kicking. He's not going to know what real responsibility is like. And I was so wrong.
Yes,
I
she
was
was
so
wrong.
You cannot judge people on stereotypes.
You have to get in the situation.
Their journey
Because
is.
that's a person would say this: a single
right.
woman cannot advise a married couple. That's not true.
That's not true.
We've been in relationships before. Yes, we can.
That's true.
And I thank God my husband's been married before because we would be divorced today if he hadn't
You
been
know
married before.
that.
Because he's the one that
He has
says,
the,
you know
he
what?
has the experience.
He has
Right.
the experience.
He has the
So,
experience.
let her do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, we can't go down this road.
Exactly. Been there, done that.
Been there,
That's
done that.
disaster. Exactly.
Yeah. No, we going down this road. He's like, no,
No.
He's like, you don't know where this is taking us. We ain't going there.
I know
I
it's
get
the end of that road.
Right.
I
I get
don't know.
that.
So yeah, I thank God that my husband's the best friend.
Excellent. But it was also because I was tired of being the person that got, so I'm gonna get somebody. And unfortunately,
You were
and
the one who really got.
it was some getting going all over the place, and it was a bad deal.
And especially if you marry her, she absolutely has the upper hand because if mama ain't happy nobody. This is what you know.
about that.
I think we have this concept that there's only this amount of good men in the world.
So at that case, both
Yes.
given the power. So I don't care. I don't care who you are. If you give me the opportunity and the time, you don't have the upper hand because you're going to do what I want you to do, regardless if you're going to do it today or tomorrow or next week. You still going to do what I want you to do, regardless. So.
Foxy, I see you.
This girl, Miss Fox, thinks she gonna eat our loaded yam, the whole thing, but that ain't going on. Jimmy Jam gonna smash it. With my guest, Xavia Fox from Xavia Fox Talks.
And you can tell everybody what you want to be called by.
Xavia Fox here, still on the red carpet.
Miss X.